Hello, and welcome to another matchup in Season 5 of Breachers. We are finally on Week 6, first cast of Week 6, and I believe first cast of Ønyx as well. Today we have Fusion versus Ønyx for you guys. Colt, what are you feeling? What are you thinking today? How is this going to shake up?
I mean, we're seeing two really good teams, very high levels, coming in right here. I'm excited to see what happens, what kind of plays they do, really see what determines on who is better in, these top 10 teams.
Definitely. So Ønyx has been a team that kind of has been a dark horse. A lot of people that we've seen on pretty high-end teams, a lot of new people as well. And then Fusion has been just taking names. Like, they have been doing extremely well over the last few weeks. Like, shoot, that matchup with IVI, that was a lot closer than I think anybody was ever expecting. Taking an entire map off of IVI was kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing coming down to like these teams doing off meta pushes or even their forward meta pushes, where we're seeing the people who play it more often and the more maps they play, they're getting better at over and over and over again. So it's really anyone's game. I love saying that. It's never determined. So there's always a chance for the other team to win. So I'm excited.
Yeah, and I do have to correct myself because, as I just remembered, sorry, it has been such a packed couple of weeks. I'm sure, as you saw last week, we had 3 casters in one house, but I just remembered that was the Fire versus IVI match. But still, Fusion has been doing absolutely fantastic. They are held as one of those top teams. Like, they do some insane work.
Yeah, I mean, their plays and teamwork is awesome. It's up there with IVI. We've seen it before, as Fusion was, I believe, the first team to win a match or win a map last season. Unless I'm mistaken and missed something, but Fusion's up there, and they do good.
Definitely so. Well, we're still waiting for a couple people to get into this lobby over here. Could you tell us a little bit about the bans? Because we did get the bans a little bit early.
Ooh, I forgot the bands, not gonna lie.
Oh, no worries.
I believe it was Hideout and Factory, if I'm not mistaken.
Hideout and Arctic, actually. We've
Hideout
seen
and Arctic.
a lot of bans of Arctic.
So Arctic's one of those maps where I would say it's full defense sided. With the new C4s, you can really just open everything up. I been corrected on that multiple times and proven wrong, but still, in my case, these top level teams are going to be able to get in there and hold down site very easily in Arctic compared to something like Ship or Mall.
Definitely so. And I mean, I'm kind of glad, honestly, to see Hideouts getting taken out in some bans like a lot more this season. It's a map that we've all seen backwards and sideways. It's been played a million times over VRML history. It let some of the other maps shine. I'm glad to see it out of the mix for a lot of matches lately.
Yeah, I mean, Hideout's a great map. Don't get me wrong, but it's one of those maps where everyone plays it. When I started playing that, so I just feel like it's one of those older maps that everyone knows. So it's not really easy to get those off meta pushes or different holds. So I'm excited to see that gone too, but it does look like a lot of their wins from both teams are from Hideout and Arctic, so it's kind of confusing on why they banned those two.
Probably just targeting to take out their highest maps and then go for the maps that are less played by each team. Of course, I mean, when you take out the favorite maps from both teams, it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes up, everybody having to go to their lesser sides. Looks like we do have a full lobby, and we are getting underway with our first map, Factory. So, what do you think we're gonna see in this first bit of Factory? We have got Ønyx on defense with Fusion on offense.
Well, I always have pointed this as a defensive sided, especially with your new C4s. There's a lot more holds that you can do, all the walls. But if Fusion uses their util right, this is a very util sided, and gun skill still needed. But as long as you can throw your util and use your util well, this will be a very easy map for you.
All right, well, we are getting underway. And here we go. Drone is in. Windows getting started to break. And it looks like we have one person holding right off a janitor. Drone goes down. Weirdo takes out the first pick and is getting a refrag. The blood has already been drawn.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Fishy walk outside to get another pick, and his teammate able to pick another one. So now it's a 2v4 in favor in Ønyx, and we're seeing LFT coming down from upstairs, and Berserk also upstairs. So maybe trying to go for a hatch play or something, but they're gonna have to start doing it soon because you got a minute and 45 seconds left, and it does look like LFT is gonna get the hatch blown and barely not finding one in time.
Yeah, I do gotta give it. Ønyx had a very, very aggressive defense, really holding a lot of ground, making sure that there was nothing that could happen. But in this situation of a 2v4, even those four. Oh, and unfortunate, there is the motion sensor. Berserk has been given away, but he does get away from storage in time. No wall bangs taken.
Yeah, you have those proxy mines on both sides of the door. Pretty much they're both entrance from, that front side. So it's going to be kind of hard going in from the front, but LFT does have like a little smart idea over here coming from, I forgot the name of that room, but tank room. Going in over there to foam the wall. This might turn out to be a B push, and as long as they can get it rolling right here, they have a very good chance on winning.
Definitely so. This is going to be a risky pinch, but it looks like he's actually going to instead go for B. Oh, he blows the wall to fake A. We see the full rotate coming, except for one. It looks like we have one person holding. Cryptic is going to decide that he's going to stay B just in case it is a fake. Is LFT going to be able to make it? He does get the pick. LFT backing off, and it looks like Berserk is in. He's looking for his kills. He's looking to get anything that he can. Ibis and Nightmare making sure that he can't do anything. Incendiary holding him off otherwise. There's just a plant. Ibis takes him out, and LFT tries to get one, but Fishy finishes it out, and there we go. First round towards Ønyx.
Yeah, I mean, great holds over on the Ønyx team and great refrags. And the first, 3 kills were clearly set it up for Ønyx's win. I mean, LFT and Berserk were away from each other, which is not going to be the best, but I mean, they're holding that just perfectly and using that proximity mine to really help them determine on when they're coming in and not. Ønyx played that very well.
They definitely did. They definitely did. But we see that eco advantage coming in. A lot more util in play right now. Almost all SMGs across the board. It looks like IME is going to stick with that Cyclone, though. That is interesting. Interesting enough, Viper buy, save for Berserk, who looks like he eco-muled a bit for his team. And aside from BDK, who elects to run an Omen, this is going to be an interesting little round right here. I do love seeing the SMGs having a lot more validity after that eco shakeup from a couple seasons ago. We see the double peak from Ibis and Fishy.
Yeah, I mean, that's very dangerous, but it looks like he's going for the peak, and Ibis getting taken down. That's going to be an Omen in hand for Fishy. I mean, didn't work out the best, but did get BDK down to one shot and almost killed by Weirdo as the wall bangs were getting foamed out. Weirdo threw an instant, I believe, now getting taken down to 20 HP. I mean, we're seeing 2 of these Fusion teammates with 1 tap and just now going for the site push.
Yeah, right now, that amount of damage is going to help them potentially later, but still, being a man down at this moment isn't great. Luckily, Fishy was able to recover that Omen. The wall blows. Nightmare gets 1 kill onto Mac. It looks like the sidewall is blown now. Weirdo is in. He gets his first pick. He gets a second pick. Evil IME getting the refrag, keeping him away. LFT gets another pick. That C4 is ready, but unfortunately not able to blow. Cryptic is all alone. He has to figure something out to make sure that he can get this win for his team. He is not able to secure any kills just yet. BDK is low, but Berserk and LFT are still at full health, and they are deep in that site, making sure that there's no ground to be recovered. It looks like they've backed out. They're in their post-plant positions. BDK up on the roof. LFT out inside of vending. And Cryptic knows this is not a winnable situation. He's going to save with that Omen. Excellent, excellent work, Fusion, being able to so thoroughly take that site.
Yeah, I mean, flashes on that site is very dangerous for... It's a very open, you know, site. As Weirdo, 1 HP was able to go in and take down 2 without them even seeing him. Shortly able to be refragged, but still nothing. And as it does seem like LFT is going to go for the kill. And Cryptic taking down 1 and taking down 2, but LFT does take him down. That was actually kind of funny to watch.
I guess when you have nothing to lose because you're gonna go buy Vezins anyways, but still, that was funny to watch. That was funny to watch. That early man disadvantage really hurt them, and Weirdo making that ballsy play with 1 HP to his name. What a trooper.
Yeah, I mean, flashes are, you know, goated this season. Ever since the update where you can actually kind of tell when you actually flash someone, it's very easy to just bum rush into sight and kind of, you know, pick off 1, 2, 3 just with the flashes alone. So, I mean, just smart plays over on the Fusion side, taking their time, getting that pick, and then, you know, slowly getting in position. So, I mean, this still can go either way, as we did see. The first round holds were amazing over on the Ønyx side. Maybe, you know, maybe stopping them from getting in the building would be the best option for them.
Possibly. But we do see this interesting 4-man hold upstairs. This is an interesting little play from Ønyx right now. Ooh, but we see a massive trade out going out. Nightmare Stir taking 1, but Fusion able to take 2.
Yeah, I mean, they're kind of hard pushing in, you know, 2 down already. And I mean, that instant is covering them out. Luckily, they don't know that there's only 1 really on site, as Weirdo takes down 1. Going in for the push, Weirdo at 60 HP from that C4, getting stemmed up. Their util is very, very good right now. They can take this guy out with their util and still have some to deal with the next side, as Hatch's foam does look like Evil is going to stay into lockers, trying to get a pick. 1 coming from Tetris and taking down 1. Evil now with a smoke, maybe going for the rotate, as, you know, his teammate is in a 1v3 over in sight, you know.
Ooh.
And Fishy getting taken down. Now a 1v3.
You know, this is really the aggressive defense. Oh my god, I'm sorry, what? That was a nutty wall bang. I can't believe he actually got that. Well, he's at least reduced it down to a 2v1. LFT still about half health, but this is not ideal. This is not a great time for Evil IME to try and figure out. That aggressive defense really didn't pay off as much as they were hoping, I think. He is able to find some hits on Berserk, but Berserk is able to find the kill instead.
I mean, hey, I just want to point out that wallbang was absolutely crazy, though. You know, I mean, 1v3 with 3 Maruis is going to be something that's hard to pull off, but him able to get 1 pick from that without even taking damage yet is very impressive.
No, absolutely. But just because they have this lead right now does not mean it's something that they can't come back with. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I was really hoping that they were going to stick with that Cadillo buy. I just saw like a triple Cadillo buy coming out from Ønyx. That would have been extremely entertaining to see.
Yeah, I mean, Cadillos are nice, but, you know, Vezin and Marui are going to be better for those close range quarters. And I mean, Fusion pushing straight in on this one with the flash, you know, a full spray might be a great buy for even when you're a flash, you can kind of spray and stop them from pushing in. So we do see 10 seconds left. We're only seeing one stem over on the Fusion side, which might come back and bite Ønyx. You know, stems are very useful as we're seeing the start of the round.
And here we go, here we go. It honestly not too far off eyes from each other. Sure, they have a full set of Vezins and Maruis over on Fusion side, but still, only an SMG and a Cadillo down, from what I can see. I take that back, Ivis does have an element too. I have something blocking my screen in that portion. But it's still very, very doable. We've seen some good work coming out of these players with their omens, with their Vipers. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Nothing just yet. It looks like a slow setup from Fusion again as they find their ground, looking for where they're going to fully set up, try and find any early picks. Ooh, but that Cadillo damage done by Blind is LFT's able to take him down. Nightmare Stir getting the wall bang, taking down LFT. It is still evened up.
I mean, one pick can change the game, and now, you know, the momentum is over on the Ønyx side. If they can take that ground and, you know, kind of stop them before, as Mac picks up one, picks up two on Ivis, and now it's a 4v2. Mac going in, but Nightmare stopping him. I mean, right now, if I were Fusion, we would be pushing into B, as, you know, Mac kind of got one distracted. Now it's a 1v3 in the site as Ivis takes down Berserk with Trip Mines. It's a 2v2 now. Weirdo and BDK, and Nightmare and Ifish, as they flashed, it just doesn't go in for the push.
Ooh, Weirdo is able to get that first kill onto Fishy, getting that nice little bit of pixel on him, trying to get Nightmare Stir to avoid the push-up, but Nightmare Stir gets Weirdo. Is he going to be able to get to the roof in time? He is. Is BDK but not going to be able to actually land the shot, though? But no, he is. BDK managing to take out Nightmare Stir. That hatch is still so hard to defeat if you do it right.
Yeah, I mean, as you saw, BDK kind of blind fired there. Wasn't even peeking out, so didn't really show himself enough for, you know, Nightmare to get that pick. It's very deadly, and, you know, you normally see the clutch with, like, a two people over on the defensive side to where one can defuse, one can, like, hold, but in a 1v1 situation, I would bet all my money on the hatch winning.
Yeah, it's very rare that somebody's able to play that out. It usually takes that man advantage to be able to force any sort of win in that situation, but that is just, in a 1v1, it's near unwinnable. If you know your angle right, you can just deny that all day.
Yeah, like I said, Factory is a defensive-sided map. In my opinion, a defensive-sided map. But, I mean, Fusion coming in here and just being so aggressive, it's really hard for Ønyx to kind of counter that, and their gun skill is impeccable over on the Fusion side, so they're very rarely using util to kill people, and it's just overwhelming for Ønyx.
It really is, There's just pure teamwork that we're seeing out of Fusion. Everybody's covering each other's angles. They're always forcing 2v1s. It's just, unless Ønyx starts playing harder together, this is just going to be hard for them to deal with. Fishy getting that first pick, though, making sure to deny LFT getting any sort of push through the lobby. Is he going to find Berserk, though? Berserk just on the edge of that window. Looks like Fishy is going to hold his life and hold back.
Yeah, I mean, Evo getting taken down very low at 13 HP. No stems over on the Ønyx side, so no stem on either side, so this is really a damage-based round, as Fishy does look like he is getting ready for that storage push, but kind of backing off. Flash is getting thrown out. Ivis peeking out, getting ready to throw any util that he can. You know, Fishy kind of taking his time, which is very smart, but, you know, at one point he gets to know that, you know, they might not be going there, as it does seem like they are going to go for an A push. Weirdo getting set up with EMP, and, you know, they're just taking their time here. Fusion is just getting ready, see if they get a little aggro, trying to find any picks as Mac gets taken down by Fishy. Just the wrong timing, and now it's going to be a 3v5 over for Ønyx.
Ooh, they finally got the lead that they needed to. Weirdo is in a great position, though, to get a little bit of a flank going on. Looks like the full rotate does begin. Weirdo getting his first pick. Is he going to find a second? He doesn't quite find it, but BDK gets some purchase into the site. Doesn't quite have full control just yet. Fishy is in a good position, kills Berserk, and it is now just all down to BDK. Can he actually do anything in this 1v2 situation? He's not in a great spot. Ibis and Fishy having that sandwich, being able to take him out, getting another round back in their pockets.
Yeah, I mean, great holds over on the Ønyx side, as Fishy kind of able to stop, the push, and then when he did get in the side, Ibis just kind of swung him and able to get like that one-shot head tap kill that the Vezin should have. The Vezin should one-tap head tap anywhere, but that's just a personal opinion. But I mean, another round for Ønyx. You'd love to see them win one more round, so it's a little even on the switch. I don't know though.
I mean, it looks like Ønyx is starting to find what they need to do, and they need to just play extremely weird. While Fusion is not necessarily playing perfect to the team metas, they are still playing in a coordinated fashion, which makes them somewhat predictable. And it looks like that's what they were able to prey off of for those early picks that they needed at the beginning of that last round. If they can keep this up, they can even it out on a 3-3 start. But they need to make sure that they don't choke at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I mean, like I was saying, one kill can change the whole round. And I mean, over here on Fusion, not a single or one Vezin in the hands of BDK. As long as they're able to get that 1 or 2 picks so they can hold the rifles, this is anyone's game.
It really is, and we see Weirdo and Nightmare Stir, a wall just between them, nothing else. Something could happen right here, as Weirdo does break the window, avoids getting shot. It looks like Nightmare Stir isn't going to get the pick that he needs. LFT and Berserk joining up, knowing that there is somebody on that second to first floor staircase. It looks like Nightmare Stir is going to get out of there to make sure that he can recover and stay alive.
Yeah, I mean, just the timing on that, and it does seem like he is going to go to the rotate over in assembly. I mean, the timing is crazy for both of these teams. It's seriously just who sees who first now, as Berserk, LFT, and Weirdo are able to get set up on that wall. Foam being put out, hatch is blown if I'm not mistaken, and everyone kind of runs over into connector, but Nightmare pushing up right as BDK stops peeking. Does look like we are seeing a war room. I've never really tried that. Is that a good peek?
So, are you talking about the peek that Nightmare Stir has?
No, the Fishy from War Room.
Oh, Fishy from War Room. Yeah, no, that's one you can only do with the current C4 meta, since you have to blow that wall as a defender. Nightmare Stir getting that first pick, getting a second pick. He is able to take him down, but Mac and BDK even it out to make it 3-3 again. It looks like it is a jam up inside a connector, as all 3 remaining Revolters are still in there, while there is massive amounts of control from Fusion inside of the site. Looks like a little bit of damage taken, but Evil IME with a beautiful C4 toss, getting that man advantage that they need. They're running out of time. Mac has 10% health. Weirdo still not quite able to find what he needs to. He doesn't have a good gun to be able to take these fights. Evil IME in a good situation. It looks like Weirdo is going to try and go for the plant. Evil IME takes down Mac, and it's now a 1v3 situation. They don't have to panic. They just need to wait for this instant to go away.
Yeah, I mean, plant's down. Now all you have to do is really watch hatch. But on a 1v3, stairs is going to be great, as Weirdo takes down Nightmare. Finding the other one, does look like they both pushed, but Ibis just having the better gun, able to get the kill. And it does seem like Ønyx is going to get the round win, as long as they can get the EMP defused, as they just now did. 3-3 going over to the switch round is great. All these utils are being very well used, so it's still, like I say, anyone's game.
Definitely so, definitely so. I do have to apologize to the audience right now. It looks like there is yet another issue with my ISP doing maintenance, and we are having some bottlenecking on my network. I am very sorry about that for the lower quality on the stream and the stutters, but we are having a good match right now. We are seeing essentially coordination versus out of the box. Like, we are seeing some very unorthodox defenses from Ønyx over here, and it looks like I'm hoping that they're going to do the same thing on attack. Defense is fairly standard from Fusion right now, as they hold one person downstairs, 4 on site.
Yeah, and I mean, roams are very preserved over on this site. I like see 1 or 2 roams every like so matches from a lot of these teams, but they will pay off as long as they get it done. As BDK in the lockers, drone being pushed out, not able to, didn't go in. Weirdo able to get pinged out by the drone, but still kind of peeking. As drone is now out, flashes are going out as well. It does look like the push is starting, and it does look like Ønyx is, you know, hard pushing more than Fusion, as Fusion was just kind of, you know, getting their stuff set up. But is there a foam? I don't think there's a foam. There is. Ibis has the foam now.
Ibis at 2.
As Ibis is taken down to 2.
Oh my goodness. Mac with the double C4 kill. Evil IME getting a rate frag, making sure that they're not too far down. BDK in this gunfight. LFT going to support, but Fishy is able to take him out, even back up for 3-3. BDK taking down Cryptic. Fishy and BDK playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Yeah, Berserk's taking down Evil. Now it's a 1v3, as Fishy is still in Tetris. Kind of, you know, stuff is... They have EMP now. Wall hasn't even been blown, and he goes for the swing. Swings all 3 of them, but just not able to take down any.
Ooh. You know, they really are looking fantastic, this Fusion team. That double C4 kill from Mac, that was not something I was expecting, but what a toss. Nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, the more I watch some of these high-level teams, the more I'm seeing that C4 being put to great use. Both C4s and the flashes, as we saw Weirdo on 1 HP. You know, I'm still going to go back to that because that was super impressive that he got 2 kills just with the flash. You know, it's crazy how, you know, these utils are evening out, but still able to be used both very deadly.
No, definitely, and this is what separates a lot of master teams from those diamonds and golds, because nowadays most everybody has gun skill to some higher degree. But that util placement, that really is working out. As you can see, Fusion is just making that work, playing off of their util extremely well, making good use out of it, getting massive picks or setting up for massive picks. Like, it's just gorgeous to see.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think, Fusion has been on the top of the leaderboard pretty much since they've been, you know, an actual team. Their teamwork and team mechanic and, you know, map awareness has to be so great that, you know, they can pretty much counter somewhat anything. I don't want to say everything, but they can pretty much, you know, go off and do random stuff, and their gun skill and util is gonna really carry them. As we do see a drone out, 1 on Rome, 2 still upstairs for this Ønyx team, as Mac getting close in. Does look like Cryptic is just kind of holding that door though.
Cryptic is playing the long game for the lurk, and I'm absolutely loving it, but we're going to have to choose on what we see, as, oh my goodness, Mac is going to actually instead go towards Printer instead of going towards Cryptic. I was really hoping we were going to see Cryptic's patience pay off, but it doesn't look like that is the case at this moment. Ibis and Nightmare are setting up, seeing what they can get intel-wise from peeking in. Nothing just yet. Weirdo sitting super close on the door inside of the little crouch cubby, but wall is blown, instants go out, and no gunfights yet.
Yeah, I mean, Mac with the C4 can really kind of get into storage at any time, as we're seeing LFT throw util. I couldn't tell, did Mac just throw util? As we're seeing an A rotate.
I believe so the flashes are ready. Wall is blown, and it looks like they're going to begin their push in. Incendiary blocking them off. Nothing quite yet able to happen as Mac is sitting up above on the hatch with a C4. He is going to have such a massive opportunity as Nightmare Stir is able to take down BDK. Time is running out. They are really low. They need to make sure that they can get this plant down. Ibis begins plant. Fishy taking down Berserk. It is up. Weirdo getting his own pick. Weirdo getting a second pick. Mac dropping down the hatch, and they are able to completely clean that up as Nightmare Stir is able to clutch it out with a 3K. What? I completely expected that to go entirely Fusion's favor. What a nice play. Way to clutch out, Nightmare.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it. As we saw Weirdo take 2, Mac take 1, LFT take another. Nightmare, I believe, had 1 right before they entered the site. You know, 1 HP, you have 3 Fusion players. It's really not the best odds, but able to pick it up as he was left on, what, 2, 3 HP at the very end. Very impressive over on Knight.
Oh, yeah, no, that was very, very well played. He just stood his ground and kept down on that trigger and was able to collect those 3 remaining Fusion members. Mac's play, though, what a big brain move, making sure that you're just staying out of sight, out of mind, and abusing the hatches to be able to counter the push. Well done, well done.
Yeah, I mean, the timing is really everywhere as Cryptic was holding that door. Mac barely just looked away, and, you know, Cryptic wasn't able to find him, but, you know, very smart rotate coming over on the Ønyx side, as it does seem like it is going to be classic B hatch as Nightmare taking down Weirdo up on the stairs. Now jumping back out, Nightmare having a Vezin in hand is going to be very good over on the Ønyx team, as he's the only one with a Vezin. Mac kind of waiting with that C4. You know, I would love to see another 2-piece with the C4. That would be very crazy, as we do see Evil and Nightmare kind of bunched up together, starting to go in, but, you know, just taking their time.
Oh, no. Oh, he lagged a bit. He lagged a bit, and it threw itself. That's unfortunate. But we do see the rotate coming out, as it looks like they're going to assess just a little bit and go instead for Printer. As we see Ibis and everybody jumping straight in over, not in Printer, but over by Meeting Room instead. LFT trying to take a couple shots, doesn't quite find it. Max is prepped on the hatch again. Is he going to get this all over again? No. Nothing is blown that he can gain access to.
Yeah, but it does look like he's able to hold it a little bit, at least for, you know, if the Ønyx players are going in. But it does look like they're going War Room instead. That's going to be another rotate. As, you know, wall being foamed, DK taking down 1, taking down 2. Berserk getting 1 from the flank. Mac dropping down to help him. Berserk taking down Cryptic. Mac taking down Fishy. And now it is just Ibis.
Ooh, Ibis barely able to get into that site. Mac and Berserk in a great position to come back. But man, BDK was able to just hold them off just long enough and put them in a horrible position for their flanks to be able to come in and take them down. He does get a headshot on Berserk, running him down to 7, but Mac is right there with the pushback to force the round into Fusion's favor.
Yeah, I mean, for a split second, it looked like Ønyx was going to get that win, as they went not just 1 rotate, but 2 from all the way over from B, like, the War Room Museum area, all the way to, like, the Control Room. You know, it's very exciting seeing how these players are going to, you know, react to these things, and, you know, you never know what's going to happen.
No, definitely, and like Fusion is playing very well, but so is honestly Ønyx. It's just Fusion, I think, just has a little bit more refinement. They're doing a lot more double swings, while still Ønyx is just being weird. they're just being strange, and honestly, kind of just at some points being lucky. They are sticking in good groups when they are at those final stages of pushes, but like this has been a fantastic game. This is what you would expect when you're seeing 2 master teams go against each other.
Yeah, I mean, the kills that we are seeing are super impressive. The blind fire is on pretty much every play, and just these pushes are very interesting, to watch, as you're able to see these top tier players, get killed, maybe have one die, and then see what they're gonna do with it. As we see LFT, Mac, or not LFT, BDK and Mac over in laundry as Mac rotates out, and it does seem like it is gonna be a push. Mac ready with the C4 as Weirdo takes down one through a wall bang.
What a nice shot. That is unfortunate. The unfortunate problem of the vending wall is that everybody knows where to bang off of that wall, and we see Berserk try and push up, but Evil Eye is able to catch him out. Incendiary taking down Fishy's health to just a minor amount. This push is stalling out for Ønyx, but LFT is able to get that kill and finish off Fishy.
Yeah, and we are seeing Mac push up, but getting taken down by Cryptic. As Cryptic was watching through the blown wall, thinking that C4 was covering him, but unfortunately wasn't all the way. Evil getting the EMP back, as we are seeing Instant and C4 being thrown. I believe that's all the C4s over on the Fusion side. So now they have to really go for those gun picks, as Nightmare getting taken down by BDK. BDK flashed, but it does look like Weirdo's going to do some chick damage to Evil, stopping him from doing the EMP. Evil getting taken down super low from BDK, but Cryptic able to get the kill. EMP is not down yet, so now they can just kind of wait. Weirdo can wait in that corner and wait for them to hit that EMP and then swing. But it does look like Evil knows, as Cryptic getting taken down low. Evil stimming up, maybe going for that EMP very soon. Just taking their time. This is a very stressful spot for all of these players to be in, as Weirdo with the banger blind fire. That was super fast. I couldn't even tell what happened.
Oh man, it's like I'm watching before the blind fire V-stock nerf came in. Like that was very nicely placed to just immediately take out Cryptic and deny that plant, and just nice timing between LFT and Weirdo to secure that round and put them at 6-4, 1 point away from winning this map for Fusion.
Yeah, I mean, these cross angles, these gun skills over on the Fusion team, we saw, I think, like pretty much everyone on the Ønyx team getting taken down super low from the wall bangs before they died. I am very certain that these wall bangs and these metas are gonna really screw up Ønyx if they don't get those stims in time. As we're not seeing any stims over on the Ønyx side, but Fusion at least having one is gonna really help them when it comes to those wall bangs, because they can kind of stem up.
Ooh, we see a risky hold from LFT as he is directly in front of storage door. Bails off after getting the drone as a frag comes out. Doesn't quite find anybody just yet.
Yeah, I mean, again, a very slow push, trying to find anything that they can. This is not a small team. They know they're going to be there and know they're going to try stopping them. So it's kind of very scary to enter the building knowing that. But it does seem like they are going to get into storage. Weirdo kind of sitting behind that cubby again. That cubby is very popular. Is LFT getting taken down real low while being foamed. Now it is a... Oh, I thought someone just got a pick.
Ooh,
but here we go with the foam.
Mac is a menace on these hatches. He's just being so abusive with them, as Berserk is also going to come around and try and hit something. Mac and BDK getting good picks. Nightmare Stir able to shut down Berserk, but it is 2v3, and they have been forced all the way to the back end of storage. They're back to where they started. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Mac, with those unexpected, hatches, as he kind of blew it and got a pick instantly. But I do want to point out, Evil almost killed him, but unfortunately had 0 bullets in his gun, and dang, Mac almost picked up 2.
That would have been amazing, but it just stopped short. It wasn't quite able to get around the corner that it needed. Flash coming in as Cryptic isn't able to find a kill, and Nightmare is able to get it, though. And it is still a 1v2, not a great position for Nightmare to be in. But it is still doable. He still has that one-tap gun. He has a Marui. He can make something happen. But is he going to be able to? He is at 30 seconds. He doesn't have the EMP, if I'm not mistaken, but he does get damage. He might be able to get it. He leaves the EMP, unfortunately, and instead charges right into Weirdo's line of sight. And that is, unfortunately, it for Ønyx. Fusion has won map 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, those holds that Fusion were doing, Mac up on the hatch, and just kind of waiting for them to come to him, and immediately able to pick up 2. You know, it's very uncommon to see Fusion not holding each other's angles or not holding an angle when they do get a pick. So very, very well done from Fusion.
Oh, definitely. So somebody, when C4 first came out, I think actually I was talking with Fishy at the time, had pointed out that, oh, you could absolutely just abuse hatches on Factory and hold some really, really obnoxious lurk holds. And we just saw Mac do that in spades. That was my favorite use of the C4 that I've seen. But, like, what a guy. What a guy.
I mean,
man.
C4s are really good. Like, they're awesome. I do think they only have like one little bug with them where they can pretty much be unbreakable. But I mean, they're just good, and all these high level players are really able to get those good picks off with them as well. So
oh yeah, it's being treated in a lot of senses like just a secondary grenade, and to some extent it's almost more reliable than a secondary grenade, just because you can, where you throw it, it's going to immediately stick. You don't have to worry about like a jank geometry screwing it up. But I am going to go ahead and give the heads up for us to get into map 2. Man, we are moving a little bit fast at this one, but it has been very enjoyable. I am sorry again to the audiences at home for the stutters that are happening. It's just, again, hey, gotta notice that Comcast is doing some work in the area right as we were about to go live. But we're still at least getting something through. We're still getting some good views on this match. But looks like we are actually going to have a player swap. So we might have to wait just a second. I was really looking forward to get into this map too. I'm not going to say what it is just yet because I want that intro to be able to roll while I say it, you know, presentation and such. But Fusion is bringing in... No, they didn't bring in somebody. Looks like they just had a disconnect. Well, I personally am hoping... as much as, like, I respect Fusion, I want Ønyx to win. There are some people over there that I've known for a very long time, so I'm a little bit partial. But do you think... How do you think we're going to shape up on this next one? What do you think, Colt? Is this going to be a 2-0 sweep as we move our way into Dam?
To be honest, would really love to see a map 3 because both of these teams are very good, but, you know, Dam is a really good gun skill based map, as, you know, you're going to get those further, you know, matchups, like from B, you know, B middle floor is going to be like one of the farthest places in any map other than being outside, of course. You know, it's going to be really hard for any of these players to like push in and hold the best angles, but, you know, I think personally that Dam is going to be a very much offensive sided map because of how open it is. Your flashes are going to be very well used, and, you know, sometimes the walls aren't in the best places.
Oh, absolutely. And something that, when I was talking with some of the Ønyx dudes previously, is that Dam is one of their favorite maps, so I'm looking to see what happens on this. I know that they have a lot of strange strategies, and they really like the strange way that this map flows in some circumstances and situations. But the drone is in. First window's broken. It looks like we have a couple retreats from the further holds a little bit further back. but we see Berserk once again on that roam.
Yeah, I mean, very hard roaming site right here is because, you know, your halls are wide open and, you know, your stairs are like right there. It's not like a twirl stair like we were seeing on Hideout and such. It's really like a straight staircase. So it's going to be kind of harder to get up those stairs. We do see Weirdo getting picked. Very little damage on him while being foamed. Does look like Weirdo's going to take down Nightmare. Getting refragged by Cryptic. LFT taking Cryptic down. BDK hitting one, and now it is just Fishy as he's at 23 HP against 3 of the Fusion players, and it does seem like LFT will get that final kill.
Oh my goodness, no. That push just got shut down so badly. Such a solid line of defense coming from Fusion, making sure that Ønyx isn't able to get any sort of purchase and completely gets punished for overpeaking on those angles.
Yeah, and again, great push over on the Ønyx, just not able to get those pick or a couple of those picks enough to get like the snowball like Foreman. You know, Fusion able to get that one from Weirdo. LFT able to pick up 2. Kind of got that momentum spinning to where they can just like overwhelm Ønyx, and Ønyx might panic a little bit. But I mean, that's just round 1 pistol round. We're seeing a lot of SMGs come out on both sides. It's gonna be a little hard pushing these sites, but Ønyx, if they're able to push in like they just did, maybe they can overwhelm Fusion.
Potential, but we see a very aggressive defense coming out from Fusion right now. LFT getting that first pick, securing that man lead for their team. Mac does take a little bit of damage in the process, though, however. LFT getting a second pick. What a nice flick, but Cryptic is able to refrag him and shut that down.
Yeah, we're seeing Weirdo on the stairs as well. You know, he does go for a rotate as he kind of just overwhelmed and maybe know that he is there. You know, Mac at 16 HP, there's no stim for either side. He might have to be a little careful while being foamed by Ivis. And it does seem like they're gonna take space a little quicker, but you know, 4v3 situation, Fishy still kind of outside. Cryptic is, you know, trying to find that wall bangs or those picks from the door swing. You know, maybe a little timeout or rotate is in call for, but Weirdo coming up the stairs, maybe catching one off guard.
Oh, Ivis reads him and is just unfortunately able to actually land the pick. He gets a second one onto Cryptic and a third one, and that is one heck of a little 3K. What a great lurk. Let's see if that caught. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, you got the second too. That was nice, dude. Perfect timing over on Weirdo, and great gun skill as he really aimed for the head only and was able to get those 2 head taps and able to get those kills. And I mean, when you're able to take 3 people down and only get to 16 HP, that is very impressive, as it was kind of a stalemate. Everyone was kind of just chilling for a second.
Yeah, there definitely was a little bit of a stall out that was happening on that push. They weren't quite exactly sure what to do because they had just kept losing people. But that, like, Fusion's just been doing great with their lurks. They've been doing great with their defensive lines, being able to hold, make sure that they give that time for their lurk to actually be effective. And by the time it's happening, it's just too late. We saw it with Mac over on Factory, and we're seeing it again with a couple different people over here. That aggressive hold was fantastic. LFT, though, is going to start off this one a little bit hot with a spicy hold right in the hallway.
Yeah, I mean, LFT also kind of went up on that very risky hold at the beginning, as he got 2 right off the back and taking both of their drones down, not letting them get really any information, as it does seem like he's going to rotate back to site as they're kind of coming in through the other door. You know, LFT does have a Marui in hand, so he does kind of have to be a little worried, as it does look like they're going to push in, get breaching down wait for LFT, but LFT doesn't seem to be pushing. Chronix and Evil getting taken down by LFT. LFT now rotating all the way back. No stims again, or one stim for BDK as Weirdo taking down Chronix. Mac taking down Nightmare. Now it is a 2v4 or 2v5 again as Shy takes down one.
Oh, this is gone horribly wrong. They were just able to keep peppering them with util and wallbangs. Fishy is stuck completely alone, and LFT is able to push up and get the kill on him. This is not gonna go well. I think that Fusion knows this map just too well, and Ønyx is not gonna be able to recover. Right now, they are on a runaway train. It hasn't even been a matter of coming down to close rounds. Fusion is just shutting out Ønyx.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing the first two picks coming up like back to back over for the Ønyx side. You know, I believe the last 2 or 3 rounds they were only able to kill 1 or 2 players. You know, it's not looking good. Fusion just able to put that pressure on to stop Ønyx, and this is, I believe, what truly changes, you know, a master team to finalist or one of the best, because they're able to put pressure and they're able to stop those other team in their tracks before they can really even do anything.
Oh, definitely. But I still am gonna hold out hope that Ønyx can adapt and give us a round worth seeing. Because right now, this is, I hate to say it, being a bit of a stomp fest for Fusion.
Yeah, I mean, Fusion right now is doing good, and honestly, I'm happy for them. They're doing good. They're putting that pressure on, but I thought this was gonna be a close match, and you can't be mad that it's gonna be a shutout, you know, because they're both still good teams. It's Fishy taking down one. This is the first time having man advantage since the map switch, so maybe able to spiral off of that. Weirdo taking down one, so quickly able to refrag. It's Fishy still out there trying to find another. Mac does seem like he has a C4 out, taking down Nightmare really low, and you know, it's kind of a stalemate again.
Ooh.
I lied. Fishy taking down LFT. Weirdo taking down one, taking down two, but Nightmare taking him down. Oh, okay, trip mines. I was about to say, how did you kill him? But it does look like his trip mines were able to get it. Now it's a 2v2. You know, this is their first time having man, you know, kind of like a advantage, or, you know, similar advantage. I don't know. This is close.
It got taken away pretty quick, though, considering the fact that they are both low. There's no stims in play on their side. Meanwhile, Mac and BDK, if I remember correctly, I saw Mac throw a stim over to BDK, so it's sitting at his feet. So both of them have stims available. It's gonna be rough for Fishy and Nightmare to make this happen.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as you play together, it does seem like they're gonna go ahead and get Mac. Mac taking Fishy down, and barely not able to get taken down by Nightmare, but Nightmare doing some damage, forcing Mac to take that stim. I believe that was the second time it was used. But Nightmare still at 29 HP, does go for another rotate. He does have EMP, so he can make something happen. But door blockers there, not going to help him. So he kind of has to go back, and it does look like they're kind of stacking in a sense. Does